Okay, doing a bit more work here now at the moment. I've removed the tank, I've put it back there. I've removed the support from the center, and what I've done is I moved it to the end because I'm actually going to turn this into a filter box. Now, this is actually going to be a second stage filter because I'm going to have this here hidden around the back as a pre-filter, and it's got UV sterilization built in, and that's going to filter out fine particulates. So I'm going to have that on around the back on a little stand I'm going to make. It's also going to enclose all of my electronics. Then we're going to have that coming in here, flowing through about 24 litres, so not a huge filter, but it's going to add some extra biological filtration. And then we're going to have a blade type waterfall coming out here back into the pond, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's get stuck in and get this done, get the tank back up. So what I'm doing is I'm just chiseling out this now, and it's great. I'm actually using my trusty homemade survival knife, and I've just cut some slots in here. This is going to be for, excuse me, this is going to be for the outlet, and I'm going to put it here near the front. I was kind of just pondering, and I thought, you know, that's something that I'll enjoy. I've recycled a cap off of a lid that hides the electronics on a lid. It's actually off the big tank on the bottom there. That'll never be used again, and that's just created a little bit of a curve going towards the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this whole thing with this plastic, which is the same plastic that I used, just an off cut from that. Then I'll put some insulation in it, and the plastic will stop any bits of broken insulation from working their way into the pond. And then from there, what we'll do is we'll put some pond liner that I found, which is the perfect size. Might even double it up, and then we'll be pretty much on our way to being able to put this thing together properly. Cool, so I've got this in. I have 2 layers of this plastic. I have some of the insulation as well, and then I've got this layer of pond liner. And what I've done is I've just put some brackets just underneath the level of the wood here, and just lock everything in nice and tight. And I've carved out a little hole here at the back so I can actually run my pump up in through the gap there and come in. But I've just filled it with water now, just check the flow rate, see how everything is going. I have a kind of angle so that the water flow comes down here, flow over, and you know, we already have the hole here, so that it works out perfect. So let's get this filled up and see how it goes. So that's actually working out quite nicely. There's a little bit of a twist in the flow, so if the blade comes off, there is a little bit of a twist, but I'm sure with a bit of tweaking we could probably get that sorted. And really happy with the way everything is lined up, because the margins are tight on this one. We don't have too much excess to play with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some filter media in here and get that sorted, and this gives me a good indication of the flow rate that I'll want to be working with in general anyway. Just create that little bit of a blade. So we don't want this to be too strong. This is going to be a pretty gentle filter as they go. It's not a huge capacity. And then in the winter, when the tank does come back off, we'll be able to dress up the edge of this quite nice, and we'll have 2 giant filter boxes. Well, 1 giant one, 1 small one. That'll look pretty. We'll get it all dressed up. Pretty happy with how that's going. Gonna get things tidied up. Well, that was unexpected because it's at the rate about 16 degrees. Hailstones. Well, that's out them, so that's slowed things down a little bit. Okay, so I might be able to give this update from here while the hailstones are happening. I'm actually lowering down the output just by a small bit. You can see that block has dropped a little bit below the level of the wood notched out right beside it. No, sorry, this isn't going to be... Oh, there we are. In focus. I'm dropping it down just a small bit because the level of this little filter box here was just too close to the top for my liking. If it gets blocked up or a little bit of sediment, I won't be able to see with that tank on top of it. So, play it safe. Going to drop it down a bit, so I'll notch out that down to the level of that little block of wood. And once that's all done, we'll drop the level and it'll just be a nice little filter bed. biological goodness. And I've added a little bit of stone into there already. I'm going to add some more, just a stone from the back garden. And then I'll add a chunk of stone from the filter box here. That'll prime it and get it full of good bacteria, little red wigglers and isopods. It'll be good to go in no time. So tank's nice and clear. We've got it back in. And yeah, doesn't look like a whole lot's changed. Just put a little bit of face on the front that'll tidy it off, just to blend things in. But here we go. We have a little blade waterfall coming out from underneath the river tank, which I'm pretty happy about. Now at the moment that is just clean fresh water that is being filtered and put in, and I have the filter for that put around the back, just a big carbon filter. And what I've done is I've created just a little bit of a lip here with some acrylic, put some edging on it just to make sure that the blade is coming out pretty much in the center. It's working out really nicely. Just about to see the stone back inside there, and everything's working out really well. These guys seem happy enough with it. And yeah, we have our little bit of a breakfast bar back there. I'll show you around here, actually, around the back. You can probably just about see the filter box there. So this is a real mess now at the moment. Lots of work to do. I'm creating a big housing here for all of my electrical stuff because I just have a small box now at the moment, and it's too small, and I want to create just a little bit more space in here that I can put all my fish stuff away and maybe make some doors and stuff. Let's see how it goes. But this guy here is going to be the filter box that I'm using. What is it? Fishmate 10,000 gallons UV, so it's got the UV light. And now my media for this is over in the koi pond at the moment. It's put into the wetlands bog filter, and it's completely full of good bacteria, creepy crawlies, live good stuff, which is fantastic. Now what I'm probably going to do is I've been working on this. I'm going to need to get some epoxy. I'm going to put this in here. It's a little valve because I used to have this set up so that I just had this flowing and water coming out both sides. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to put a tap on this side, and I just came up with this little contraption from stuff that I had. Our water goes in here, goes through, gets UV filtered, and it flows through a bunch of big chunky sponges there. Comes out through this bio media, which I'll replace with live stuff, and it'll come out through these guys here. So I've got some 38mm pipe on the way to fit this guy here, and I think, yeah, I'll leave this so that I can use this as an extra valve, perhaps maybe for putting a little bit of hose that I can water my plants with, which would be nice. So I need to get that epoxied in, and we'll get that sorted. So that then, so this is going to be facing that way. My pipe is going to run from there over across, and it's going to replace that pipe that's going up in underneath there, and that is going to be the pipe that is feeding that little filter box. So the rate of that will be based on the pump that I'll be using, and that pump is on the way, and it also has a UV filter in it, and it filters fine particulates as well, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully it'll work out really well. So that's it. Doesn't look like I actually did anything now that it's back in place, but a whole extra filtration bed built underneath this, which I'm really happy about. So the next thing for this is to get some more, I need to get a bunch more rocks because we've got one lonely rock in here. So I got to put a load of rocks in here and some nice bits of wood as well, and we have a little bit of a flow going, but I'm sure we can do something about that. Get a bigger flow going, make it more of a river system. And yeah, I think these guys will be pretty excited chilling out here looking up at that. And, you know, I'll be pretty excited because I can sit down here and, oh, that's wet, I won't sit here too long. I can watch these guys, Come around here, we'll get some lights for that night as well. And when the summer is done, and we want to take it off, we can just remove this tank, leave the filter there, cover it over, and we'll have 2 wetlands bug filters, which will be awesome.